Alright, so full Ligandrol LGD-4033 breakdown, review, how it's been, how it affected me, how much muscle I gained, and everything you need to know about that stuff. Right, hoi, what's up guys, and welcome to another video. Like I said before, a Ligandrol review. So I've been now on Ligandrol for 3 months, and overall I've been in a good mood. Just in the first 2 or 3 weeks I got the LGD flu. I don't know exactly if it was caused by LGD, maybe because my body needed to get used to that stuff, or because September, October, or generally months where in my region where I'm from, people have oftentimes a flu, so probably a virus that was around my area, but I don't know exactly. But otherwise I had a slight headache in the beginning, but that subsided after 2 or 3 weeks, and after that I didn't notice anything. Just a slight gyno, you probably will see it when I show you my physique update, but otherwise I haven't experienced any side effects. And that brings me straight to the benefits. So when I started the cycle, I was, for example, bench press. I did 3 times, so 3 sets, 10 reps on the incline bench press, and I think I've started with 75 kgs and now I'm at 90 kgs, so 3 times 10. And that, for example, I think it's the same with squat, like 20 kilogram difference or 15. So it was pretty effective, because when I bulked before, I probably would have gained 5 or 10 kgs, probably 10. So you can say strength increases by 50%, so that's a good quota. I was eating enough when I got the flu, but after getting the flu I went straight back to training, and I even gained much more strength. So I went into the next workout and I basically had more strength than before the flu, and there I realized how effective that stuff is. So it isn't like if you take testosterone or other things, for example, but it's a slight boost. So I always say it's like creatine but on steroids. So it's not as effective as steroids, but it's like a middleware between creatine and steroids. And also the side effects were really minimal, so I really think the people are right that say it's like a precursor to steroids, because you really have minimal side effects, but also the benefits aren't such extreme as with steroids. So if you don't want to get that route, but you don't want to stay natural, I really can recommend taking SARMs. I would stick to the safe options like Ostarine, Ligandrol, or MK677. I think is also pretty safe. I haven't tried that yet, but it's also important that you're over 21, I would say, and you have some years of training experience, and you're doing regular blood work, which I will come to that soon. So blood work is pretty important, because sometimes your body don't give you the signals, but it shows in the blood work, and therefore I want to show you that. So everything you will see on the screen, I will only get into the important things like cholesterol. I had 210, and a good value would be below 200, and yeah, it's 210, so it's a little bit above, but it's still okay. Also the LDL cholesterol is a little bit worse than before, and I can also show you the values before, so you have a better understanding how they changed in that 3 months while I was taking LGD. So the liver values are a bit high, but like I said before, they were that before, and I sometimes drank alcohol, and my diet wasn't as good as before, so I was often eating cookies, Christmas cookies, more meat, and overall more fats, and not as clean as before. So you also have to take that into account. And the estradiol, so it's like estrogen, it's funny because that's pretty low, so 22.8. I have to say I was taking a little bit of AIs on the side, because I had the feeling that I developed a little bit of gyno, but it was really a small amount of exemestane, so I think 2 or 3 milligrams, so it's really not a lot, so you can't really say that's a proper dose, because normally you would take around 10 to 25, so maybe that had an influence, but I still think my estrogen wouldn't be as high, which is funny, because I always thought my estrogen is high because I developed a lot of fat around my love handles and ass, and that's normally an indicator that you have more estrogen, because men usually develop more fat around the belly area, but maybe it's not such an important indicator. And now to the one value you probably want to know the most, because LGD is known to suppress your testosterone because it interferes with your hormone system. Some say not, because it only binds androgens, so the muscle tissue, and therefore it hasn't an effect on the libido, which I honestly, after my cycle, have to say that that's true for me, because my testosterone is still at 3.09, and I think at the beginning it was around the same, and during the cycle it went 2.97, so always around the same area. So in general you have to say I have low testosterone, because as you can see here, normal would be a range around 2.5 to 8, and I have 3.10. So which brings me to the next year, because I want to try out pro hormones. I don't know if you have heard it, for andro. It's called Androtest. You can find it on Predator Nutrition, so they have a variety of products. But I want to try that because that's pretty interesting. You can take that orally, and it's non-methylized, so it means it doesn't affect the liver, if it's true. And you can increase your testosterone by around 60% if you take 3 caps per day. I think that would be like 130 milligrams of TRT. So I don't know if that works. I will try it next year. I will inform you about that. But I want to conclude the video with a little body transformation. So I will include a video of my physique before my oestrogen cycle, then one after the oestrogen cycle, and then one after the LGD cycle, so you can see how everything transformed. So also if you have an interest in oestrogen, you can see that. I have to say, like I said, my diet affected my blood values, also my physique, because I was eating around 3,500 calories, so I got a little fat. So but yeah, it's okay, because I wanted to bulk, and I will start my diet soon, so I'll probably start that in January. I don't know how I will do now with PCT, because as you have seen, my estrogen isn't as high and my testosterone stayed the same. So I don't know if I do a PCT. If I do, maybe a short one, because I still have like 6 or 7 caps left of LGD, and maybe I will finish the month with a small amount of PCT, like 10 milligrams, and then on January I probably make a pause, or I will jump right on for andro, so Androtest, because my testosterone and estrogen are still good, so I probably don't need the pause, but I want to make sure that my health is on track, so I will inform you what I will do eventually. Maybe I need to talk to some people, or maybe you can comment something what's the best option for me now. Sure, the best option would always be natural, because I still can build muscle natural, that's true, and blah blah blah, but I've already decided to go that route, so I don't need to hear that. I really want to get constructive criticism, so really what I can do now, what's best for me now. And yeah, should I do a pause, or should I hop right on Androtest next year? Because you also have to consider I'm doing a diet in January, so I probably lose strength if I don't hop on something, but that would be okay. If I then know I will start anything in a 2 or 3 months, then I know that I can regain my strength. But let's see what I do. And yeah, let's check out the opinion of others that have more knowledge than me, because I'm still a fool in that regard. So it wasn't the best decision that I hopped on it while bulking, but I don't know, I probably should have waited and then hopped on a diet. But yeah, it is what it is, so I need to do the best now. As you can see, the camera angle has changed because my battery ran out. And yeah, I think that's everything. One thing, so my skin got worse. So again, it could be of diet, but it could be of the changed hormones, I don't know. And yeah, I think that's everything. So we will see us in the next one. Goodbye, Fit Tank.